like we know you've been on Conan's show. What is it like for somebody that's never been on a major talk show like Conan O'Brien, who's a very funny guy, like he writes for The Simpsons? What do they do to you? Like, how do they treat you? How do they bring you? Do you have your own butler? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's very nice. I got called like I think 2 days before doing the show. This is like what was it, 20 years ago? Long time ago when I lived up in New York, and they send you a car. And I was living in a basement apartment back then. I was just getting going, just starting to headline, and they send you a car, and you go in. They give you a nice dressing room with your name. That's nice. Some weird comic will come into your dressing room that you barely know, and he pretends like he's your good friend. That was confusing. But anyway, I don't know how he got into the building, but. Then you just, you're backstage and you hear Conan introducing you and you run out. And I did my first joke and I got heckled by the band. I did my first joke and some guy in the band went, "Ba-dum-bum," which I heard. And
Yeah.
I didn't like it. And that threw me off. I couldn't remember my next joke. So I started clapping and having a fit. And then it finally hit me and I went into it. And then I didn't do my last punchline, which was my best punchline. It was screwed up, Ernest, but it was good enough. It was fine. It was okay. It was all right.
Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning into Border City Rock Talk, where you get great news, great interviews, great interviewees with sometimes a comedic touch. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, comment below. Today I have, I found him on the Bob and Tom show. He has
Bob and
been in
Tom
a
Show.
thread. He's the opposite of Bob Newhart, the next Stephen Wright. And I also understand this man was giving his testimonial and he got his big break. He gave his testimonial on the Ritalin commercial, and that's how he got his big break. Mr. Greg Hahn is on the show.
Hey, Ernest, how are you?
Not too bad.
All right. Little podcast. I don't do podcasts very much,
Well, I'm lucky to have you. I reached out to Greg because I'd seen him on the Bob and Tom show many a time. Very funny guy. And I thought, how am I going to incorporate this on my rock and roll show where I interview rock stars? I thought, well, you know what? He drums. So what do you think you do better, drumming or making people laugh?
Well, making people laugh. I wish you could play the drums. You see these kids online, these drummers online, just insane. They just make you want to quit, I was going to incorporate drums into my show like consistently. I just did it this past weekend in Green Bay, played the drums, at the end of my show. But, you second guess yourself because these kids are so unbelievable out there these days. I could do quadruple. What is it? When you get the double pedal going, and you get the two on the tom-toms or the snare and whatever, and then you get the feet going, boom, 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 boom. I told them, look, I need a double pedal so I can sound like John Bonham,
Yeah.
Neil Peart, right? And they gave me, they showed up with? They gave me two single pedals not connected. So that's no good. So it's just a one pedal. Anyway, that's my whole trick, man, is they're quadruplets. Is that what they're called?
I guess so.
But anyway, anybody out there that really drums in the audience, they watch me and they realize, wait a minute, this guy's at like a 6th grade level, But if you have it mic'd up and I got the right pedals, I can fake them out. You know what I do, Ernest, just to talk your ear off, is if I'm somewhere and I feel like I can do a song, play a song with a band, I'll do that one song. I'll take a solo that's not asked for. I'll use the song and the band as like a metronome for my solo. And then that's it. No more songs. I'll do every single trick that I can possibly do on the drums and then get off and refuse any more playing because little do they know, I just did everything I could possibly do in one tune. Do you know what I mean? I've not one more trick. That's how I do it.
Yeah, you give them your whole arsenal and you say, I can do some. I don't have time.
They're like, dude, you got to play one more. Nah, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'm on a date.
Yeah, come to the next show and you might
Yeah.
see it, you might not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how did you get your big break? I do know your history. You're in the Marines, and then one of your, your most famous lines is like you're working in corporate, and you're like, "Why make $200 a day when I can just go and make it in a week?"
Be a comedian and make that in a week. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, my best break would be the Bob and Tom radio show.
yeah,
That was the best break. They're like, hey, you're going to do this show. And I didn't even really understand what syndication really meant. I didn't know that doing a radio show in Indianapolis was going to be on 100 stations or more all across the country.
right.
So I did that show the first time. I started, you get a call from Kansas City and a call from Cincinnati. Anyways, that changed the whole thing. And I got a clean show. It's like a romper room act.
Yeah,
So when I got on the radio, I could just reel off the jokes.
yeah,
Guys that are more pushing the envelope, edgy, dirtier,
yeah,
they've got to kind of monitor what they say, because
yeah,
they got to take certain words out. I think that might throw them off a little bit.
yeah.
But I could just go right into my spiel, full blast. And because of that, I got hired a lot of places. I got to do the Bob and Tom Theater Tour and a lot of corporate shows, and it's been great. So that was the break, I would say. But another big break was watching comedy in college. I watched the guy bomb, and they gave him 10 grand. And I thought, man, I could do that. I'll bomb
Yeah.
for half that.
And the thing is, what do you call your shows? Are they called, did I read it right, Blue? Like you can swear and cuss on this show, that's no problem. But
Right.
how do you find the line, like say in let's say not TV where there's so many rules and there's so many wokeism, but when you're doing a show live in a theater or in a club, how do you gauge your response to how you're going to word things? Is it instantaneous, or do you know going on maybe the metrics of the location, or do you just fly by the seat of your pants?
I do a little, yeah, I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I do, I mean, the bits aren't written with dirty words in them. They're written
Okay.
clean.
Okay.
If I want to dirty it up, I can throw out some words for fun, because in conversation, I can
Yeah.
speak like I've got Tourette's. Sometimes I start swearing so much you can't even understand what I'm saying. But on stage, I keep it clean for the audience. But so, yeah, the bits aren't written with dirty words. So I don't like usually throw them in there for no reason.
Well, if you get a case that you're feeling the Tourette's come on, if you want to say subscribe to this channel, you can feel free to do that through this chat there, Greg.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Sure.
I haven't looked too far back in your history because I just know what I know I like listening and watching you on the Bob and Tom show. I did watch a few other clips. Do you have any memorable shows up here in Canada? I'm on the border.
I always have a good time. What's that Canadian festival that I do? I've done it twice. A
Oh,
lot of
just for
fun.
laughs?
No, the
No,
other one.
that's
It's on the
Comedy Central.
East
Yeah,
Coast. It's over there. The
there's a
festival. Halifax. The Halifax Comedy Festival. That's a
oh,
very
okay.
friendly. That's a very friendly festival. And I've
Yeah.
had a lot of fun up there 2 times. And I did a huge corporate gig. I think I did 70 stops all across Canada.
Wow.
And we had a blast. We went to like what, all provinces. Is that what they're called? Provinces?
Yeah, provinces and 2 territories. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a million of them. So it was a blast. We had beautiful hotels and the land. You know about it. You know about
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah. So when you're oh yeah, this is one I don't know. I'm sure you've got asked before, but not on this show. Because I just what's your most memorable heckling experience? Maybe your first? And has there ever been a time where a heckler actually got you? He actually made the audience laugh. Or she.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, it's all happened. I mean, if you've done thousands of shows, everything possible that can happen has happened. But I'll tell
Yeah.
you a memorable experience was I was doing a show when I first started out, and a lady, as her heckle, was opening an umbrella. She was sitting in the front row, and she was real drunk, and just to call attention to herself, she would open an umbrella, and she was
Yeah.
annoying because this umbrella kept opening.
Yeah.
So I happened to have a big glass of ice water behind me. I thought I'll grab the ice water and bounce it off her umbrella next time she does that. So I'm doing my jokes. The umbrella opens. I spin, grab the water, throw it. And as I'm throwing the water, life goes into slow motion. She kind of closes her umbrella. So the big block of ice and water flies right past her and nails the lady behind her. Couldn't have been any worse. So I'd say
So,
that was the worst result of a heckle. The poor lady behind her was in bad shape. But anyway, she got better. I sat with her and we drank beers and she got better.
well, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, what's so like for a one-liner? You remember any one-liners that come out and you're like, "Fuck, I'm stumped on this one," or I
What do you
mean,
mean?
well,
Somebody
I
tells
mean,
me a joke?
well, somebody starts heckling something and you're like pausing. You're like, "Okay, shit, how am I going to come back to this?"
No, no. I don't even worry about them. I talk too fast. I don't even enunciate. I'm going up there. I'm going. I'm going. So I
Yeah.
got the microphone. I'm pretty loud. I'm moving fast. If I hear some noise, to me, it's just noise. I don't
Okay.
ever really evaluate like this or that. If I'm real tired, maybe I'll fall for it or get sucked in or be meaner than I need to be. But it's kind of a myth that you're going to pick on somebody in the
Yeah.
audience. Put
Yeah.
it this way: if you
Yeah.
pick on somebody right off the bat out of nowhere too much, the audience will turn on you because they feel sorry for the person. So if it's
Yeah.
some heckler making noise, usually one, I can keep going as long as the audience is with me. If they're laughing at the jokes, I'll just
Yeah.
keep steamrolling. Keep.
Yeah.
But if he keeps it up, I know that he's starting to bother the audience. So sometimes you wait a little bit and let this guy make sure everybody's furious, and then you hit him because by then you're a spokesman for the frustrated audience. You know what I mean? And you have a lot bigger impact. So you hear them and you've got time to think about it. But when you do spin and nail them, the audience goes crazy. Plus, your comments more clever because you took a minute or two to let
Yeah.
this guy keep saying stuff, and your comments more clever. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, and it shows your intelligence. I mean, for you to be able to do that. But I've talked to other comedians, and they say they can set up a joke in their mind while they're still delivering their material.
Yeah.
So, have you always been this passive and lethargic, or have it just come about?
Well, during the day, a lot of times, like when I'm on the road, I'm in a hotel room. I got the air conditioning on frostbite, and I hold still like a mummy. So then you can go bananas at night.
Yeah,
When everybody comes to see the show on podcast, I gotta give you a little energy here. But
yeah,
after this, man, I'm gonna take it easy, and we're probably gonna watch a stock picking show on TV and have lunch. I calm it way down. If I was always screaming and yelling and acting like that, I'd be tased. You got to calm down after your show and rejoin society.
yeah, yeah. So, you're do you have any upcoming shows or any coming upcoming appearances on Bob and Tom, or do they hit you up a week before? You have a couple shows in Sarasota at McCurdy's,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe. Hit those, and
yeah.
then I think you're doing something next month. But anyways, tell us what you're doing in the next little while.
Well, I'm doing those shows. I'm doing a show in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Sioux City, Iowa. Then I'm going to go out to Los Angeles and film another episode of this show called Comics Unleashed,
Nice.
invented by Byron Allen. You ever seen that show?
I will look it up. Yeah.
Comics like to make fun of it because he'll set you up with your premise, and it's not a real smooth segue from one premise to another. Like one comic will be doing his bit, and then he'll say, "Greg, you don't like job interviews." Then he'll turn to another comic and go, "You just bought a new cat." We're just doing our act from a chair. It's
Wow.
actually pretty fun. Like that guy's a good guy as far as I'm concerned. Byron Allen. He always tries to help me out career wise. Keeps putting me on the air, so it'll be fun. Comics, but comics we call it comics unwashable, comics unwashed, whatever. It's comics unleashed. Byron Allen.
That's a great premise. I'll put the link down below, guys, for that.
And
So
Greg,
when you,
wherever I'm going, Ernest, I don't know where the hell I'm going. GregHahn.com has got my stuff all listed if you'd like to come to a show.
yeah, or book a show because you do quite a few corporate
Oh yeah,
events.
dude, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's the same. It's the same as my club show, but I'm wearing a suit. Yeah, corporate shows. We'll do it.
Yeah, I noticed you today. Like every time I would see you on stage or on the Bob and Tom show, you wear a button-up shirt. Is that just your standard shtick for that part of who Greg Hahn is? And this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
kind of
yeah. I just wear
relaxed
like a party shirt. Yeah, it's usually kind of bright, got colors and stuff.
polo.
Sure. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Um, so when
Comfortable
you're
shoes.
when you're on the like we know you've been on Conan's show, what is it like for somebody that's never been on a major talk show like Conan O'Brien, who's a very funny guy, like he writes for The Simpsons? What do they do to you? Like, how do they treat you? How do they bring you? Do you have your own butler? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's very nice. Is I got called like I think 2 days before doing the show. This is like what was it, 20 years ago? Long time ago when I lived up in New York, and they send you a car. And I was living in a basement apartment back then. I was just getting going, just starting to headline. And they send you a car, and you go in. They give you a nice dressing room with your name. That's nice. Some weird comic will come into your dressing room that you barely know, and he pretends like he's your good friend. That was confusing. But anyway, I don't know how he got into the building. But then you just, you're backstage, and you hear Conan introducing you, and you run out. And I did my first joke, and I got heckled by the band. I did my first joke, and some guy in the band went "ba-dum-bum," which I heard, and I didn't like it, and that threw me off. I couldn't remember my next joke, so I started clapping and having a fit, and then it finally hit me, and I went into it, and then I didn't do my last punchline, which was my best punchline. It was screwed up, Ernest, but it was good enough. It was fine. It was okay. It was all right.
So, have you been on the
But long
show?
story short, they're very nice to you. They're very nice.
So have you done any more shows, or have you just said screw it? You guys said no, no, no more.
No, no, no. I didn't go back on it. They never called again, man. They never called
Well,
again.
well, it was that heckler in the Bandians or the
That was the
Bandians who
trumpet
did it.
player. I didn't push them
So
too hard either. Then I started trying to do Letterman and whatnot, and they didn't put me on Letterman. But everybody's got their own avenue. And then I ran into
yeah,
Bob and Tom and did a
yeah,
million Bob and Tom shows. So I would play, many times I would play a venue in a Bob and Tom market, and it would be packed. And then the next week they'd have a guy who'd been on Letterman 6 times, and they weren't selling any tickets. So
yeah,
Bob and Tom was really the most effective thing I did.
yeah. I mean, I got into listening to Bob and Tom like 30 years ago, and when Bob was doing the show more, and I didn't
Yeah,
realize he left in 2015 because I would just
yeah.
pick up the show here and there. But it's still a great show. Um, Now, when you
Well,
do
they got a
your
new guy. They got Josh Arnold on the show that took Bob's place. And Josh is like a very well-read guy. He's
yeah,
a great listener. He's a big laugher, but he's also very perverted. So he fits the show. Like he's perfect. He knows everything that's going on. So Josh
yeah.
Arnold, he's top-notch guy on the show. So it's still funny. Very funny show.
So, do you personally write material in sort of Cole's notes, or do you have topics that you set aside and then you just run with it during a show and you try to bring more to it every time? How does it work for you as a comedian?
Well, if I want it to work well, I write it. I think about what I'm going to say and then say it. These guys that go on stage, oh, I write on stage. I don't do that. I mean, there's a few comments I make, concerning the crowd. You'll say something funny.
Yeah.
But as far as a whole bit is concerned, yeah, I've thought of it before I get on stage so that it's half decent up there. I've been trying to tell stories that don't have strong punchlines, and they suck. But I'm going to keep doing it because a lot of these guys that have a new hour every year, they're telling stories, right, Ernest?
Yeah.
They're telling stories, man. So I'm trying to. I need to. I do a lot. I throw the fastball a lot. I do a lot of quick jokes.
Well,
So
that's what your
hold on a second.
Wikipedia says. He delivers like rapid fire.
Right, it's rapid fire. So I'm trying to put in a few stories, and right now they're weak, but they're good stories. But on stage, they're no good. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm wing dinging it until I figure out how to make them funny. But if I can master stories, that'll be very good.
Well, I mean, and you have a clever. I saw one of your shows where you were cleverly somebody had said something in the audience, and you said, "Hey, well, look at me. Comedy isn't my strong suit," or something to that effect.
Yeah, give me a break. Comedy's not my thing. That's one of my lines. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like, I'm my own opening act. I'll be out in a second.
Yeah, that's a good one. So,
Stupid
do you have
stuff, man. It's stupid. I'll come out. Come on. I'm hopped up on the probiotics. We're doing the ashwagandha. We're doing the horny goat week. Flintstones chewables are kicking in. It's just a bunch of. What about these germaphobes? They can't shake your hand. They got to give you the fist bump. You know what I do? I grab their fist. I hold my armpit for count of 6. And some people are confused. They want out. They want a refund. I mean, that's just how I do it.
Yeah. Favorite comedians that are on the cusp of breaking out that you see? Who would you put
I
in
don't know
that
some
category?
funny guys. He's Quinn. What's his name? Quinn Dale is a funny dude. You ever seen him? I mean, he doesn't do what
Yeah.
I do. We do different stuff. Quinn Dale's a funny guy these days, you know.
Okay.
And who else is that other guy? Who? What's his name, man? Jeff Dye's a funny guy. You know,
Okay.
those guys are both making it really pretty big now. I think through
Sure.
the Instagram and all that stuff. You know
Yeah.
what happened is back in the day, Ernest, this comedy, the idea was it was supposed to replace working. It was supposed to beat working, you know? The idea was you show up at 7:59 for the 8 o'clock show, you
Yeah.
drink and tell jokes for an hour, and that's your job. So these dudes now have made it so they got podcasts, they're talking to their phone all day, you
Yeah.
know, they're doing, you know, clips on full blast social media. They've turned it into a full-time job. They ruined it.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was
that's
trying to goof off. I wanted to goof off my whole life. And now I'm supposed to look at us. We're working. We're doing a podcast. What is this?
yeah. Well, this isn't as, but for me, to do, like you said, doing the YouTube shorts, doing the Instagram reels where they get millions of views, that takes
Yeah.
a lot of friggin' energy.
Yeah. Well,
So I
these guys,
do
they
it.
edit, they film themselves and they edit. And good for them. They've realized that it pays millions, you know, when they
Yeah.
get really cooking. When you can get a big following, you know, you
Yeah.
can buy yourself a V8 Defender from Land Rover. But I don't know. When I got into it, the idea was, you know, another thing was when you first start off, it's confusing because agents and managers will hit you with, what's your point of view? You know, your act, your performance. What's your point of view? Well, my point of view is this beats working, you know, this beats having a job. They're like, what's the arc? What's the arc? Anyway.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Any famous Canadian comedians, past or present, that actually the funny thing is I'm based in Canada. I'm Canadian, but 99% of my subscribers are American.
Oh,
But
yeah, right. Well, how are you going to beat Norm Macdonald?
Norm Macdonald, yeah, Derek Seguin was good, Jerry D.
Yeah.
But in back in the day, you had John Candy, Eugene
Yeah.
Levy. I think
Right.
Eugene Levy's Canadian.
Yeah.
Martin Short.
Oh,
So
yeah. Nobody funnier. Right.
right.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything else except for getting on airplanes these days? Like, I mean, you travel a lot. When I talked to you a couple weeks ago, you were in California. Is that where you're based out of? You live?
No, no, I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, you don't live in
No, I was out
California.
there for 20 years, man. But then now I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Maybe it was your phone number?
Yeah, the phone number's Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
that's
how you
good.
keep people confused. I still go out to LA all the time. I never bring up that I live in Florida. I just act like I'm still living there. You know what I mean? You got to keep everybody kind of, you know,
So
baffled.
you're
You're always
so
got to be, no matter how old you get, you're always on the up, Ernest. You're always on the up. You're always a
yeah.
young comic working his way up, even though I'm 87.
You're not 87. So I was going to ask you about these two things. I don't know if a couple of my famous comedians of all time have been people I've seen on the Comedy Central roasts.
Oh,
Um, Jeff Ross, the late Greg Giraldo. Have you ever
oh,
done
he
a
was funny. He was
roast?
a funny guy, that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, he's deceased. So have you done a roast with
I
a
don't do
dance?
roast, man. I don't think that's my thing. I don't do roasts. Those guys that they've got a niche. Have they had? There haven't been many roasts recently. Have there been any new ones coming out?
I haven't really looked, to be honest with you. I just
Hasn't
go
it been a
back when I
couple
need.
years?
Yeah, when I need a laugh, I'll go and pull up the David Hasselhoff roast or the Charlie
Right,
Sheen roast,
right,
which
right.
are incredible. So, do you get recognized in the mecca of comedy in Florida often in airports, or when's the last time?
Not too much. Every now and again in the Midwest, I'll get, because the Bob and Tom show is based in the Midwest. So sometimes people will, you know, say hello, but not too much. It's kind of nice. I
Well,
would not. I would, Ernest. You want to be famous?
yeah.
You
Well, no,
do.
I don't care really. No.
You want to be rich?
Well, I could use some cash. Anybody, please
Exactly. I would.
donate.
I would take the cash, but I don't need it. I don't need any kind of fame. You know.
No, for
As
sure.
on stage, I tell people as a joke, I don't like people watching me when I work. You know, like I actually I don't like attention. You know, I don't really like it, but it
Yeah.
comes with the job. I do like entertaining people. I do like people to be able to forget whatever kind of disaster is happening in their lives at
Yeah.
the moment. and just watch my stupid act and have a good time. I do like that. But no, I don't need any attention. So it's nice right now. I think if you get famous, it might be a little bit of a hassle. But if I do get big, I'll be very polite.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, you have that look about you that if you're not, in your engaging mode like you're in now, you could pass as just a businessman from Boeing walking through the airport with your shirt. Like you
Yeah.
don't have the features of some people that stand out. Like let's say, I don't know,
Yes.
Richard Gere or Tom Cruise. They're
Right. Those
not very
guys fly
tall.
private. They get
Yeah, well,
private.
that's
They wouldn't
true.
be.
That's true.
They wouldn't
That's
be
true.
seen in the Delta terminal.
Yeah.
You'll find me in the
So
Delta Club next to the poached eggs.
yeah, that's what you like to say. So when you get um approached to do corporate gigs, is there one like you couldn't believe that this company that's worth billions or millions that approached you and you thought, well, is this real? And I mean, they must pay well, the corporate gigs.
Well, yeah, they pay the best, but you have to be careful because sometimes you get a thing from India or from what was that one place from Turkey one time they made an offer or whatever, or England, and it was a scam.
Oh, okay.
There's some big scams out there for offering you a huge show that pays a lot. And they need this information, and when they get that, they'll send you half, whatever. But some of them are scams. But no, I've done some shows for oil companies and whatnot. It's great. Oh,
Wow. And
we're
do
back.
they
Are we
give you
coming
like a
back? We're
big,
back.
they give you a nice big merch bag when you leave, like a couple barrels of oil or
Yeah. Yeah, you got to check it on the plane, your barrel of oil.
in case we run out of fuel, I'll take care of you. Well, everybody go down to Bob Hahn. Is it bobhahncomedy.com?
That's Greg Hahn. Greg Hahn.
Hey, I was thinking of Bob. You know why?
You're
I
thinking of
want.
Bob and Tom. You're thinking of Bob and Tom.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of Bob in the back of my mind because I he was on the show 2020. It's the last time you seen Bob because I know he left the show in 2015. He came on to talk about his cancer treatments
He
in
was on
20.
your show?
No, he was on the Bob and Tom show in 2023.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
When's the last time you seen Bob?
Oh, not since he retired. He
Okay.
got his hot wife and took off and went all around the country going to resorts and whatnot. Bob's a smart guy.
Yeah, yeah, and
I hope he's doing okay now.
yeah, me too. Because he's got a podcast called The Bob and Cancer Show, and he
Still, I think is that still going?
oh, maybe it's not. It's still
Yeah,
going in my head
his
because I
cancer.
just
I
read
hope
it.
his cancer's long gone.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So no, I didn't mean Bob Hahn Comedy Show. So GregHahnComedy.com.
GregHahn.com. Say hello, everybody.
Everybody, go down to the links below. I'll put a few clips of his shows that I've seen online, as well as his appearance there too on the Bob and Tom Show. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if Greg comes to Canada, make sure you hit the shows. And if Greg is in your neighborhood, make sure you hit the show. Buy merch on his website and
There's no merch on my website, Ernest. No merch.
help Greg find out how to put merch on his website.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
my
don't
friend
sell
Orville
merch.
Henry's calling. We're back. Are we back? We're back.
We're
All right.
back. So no
right.
t-shirts or anything?
No, I don't sell anything, man. I just didn't like traveling with a big stack of crap. People got to come in. They got to buy the ticket. They got to buy drinks. There's a lot of times there's a 2-drink minimum. I didn't like standing behind a stack of stuff.
That makes sense.
I mean, there's some guys that they make a ton of cash on the merch. And if I was smarter, probably I'd have gotten it together with the merch. But again, I wanted to show up, do the jokes. We're done.
Greg Hahn is no nonsense, as you can see.
Come and enjoy the jokes. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Greg,
Until we
thanks
all
for
get the hell out of there.
hey man, thanks for taking the time for this, man. Everybody go down to the links below, and like I said, check out his comedy if you've heard the name, because I know a lot of people have heard the name. When I told people that Greg is coming on the show, like, yeah, I've heard of that guy. I don't know where. And then I said the Bob and Tom Show, and they said, I think that's it. So, and favorite drummer.
Oh, Buddy Rich, of course.
Buddy
I gotta
Rich.
get Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich. Oh yeah,
But
what
I
do
mean,
you
all
think
the greats. I
about?
like all the greats. I took a lesson once with Dave Weckl, like $280 in a group of people. At one of those drum camps.
Yeah.
Dave Weckl. He's a famous wild jazz drummer. He's one of
Yeah.
the top guys in the world. And it was funny. He was moving the stick around in my hand, And he got frustrated. He goes, "You don't get it," and walked away. Went to the next guy. 280, worth it.
So you brought up Neil Peart earlier before I let you
Yeah.
go. What do you think of Rush going back out on tour?
Well, great. And who's the lady that's taking his place? What's her face? I saw her
Anika,
play with Jeff Beck.
Anika
Yeah,
something.
Nilles. What's her name?
I think that's it. Yeah, I'll put the link up, but I think it's
Anyway, yeah,
Anika.
she's phenomenal. I saw her play with Jeff Beck. I mean, one of my favorite concerts ever in history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
great, fine, great. I'll go to that concert if it's around, of course.
I mean, 58 shows. That's what I hear is being planned. It's
Great.
insane.
I'm gonna look it up. Beautiful.
I don't even know if I can make it 58 more days. So, anyways. All right, Greg. Thanks for your time, my friend, and everybody's subscribe to the channel.
Thanks, Ernest. I'll see you, buddy.